Hi friends, welcome back.
So in this episode, we're going to walk you through our process of building our bed frame. So you can see it's almost done. There are some finishing touches, but we'll mention that in the video.
So let's check it out.
Yeah.
So as a first step for our bed frame, we are going to be using 2x4s and fixing them directly to the van wall. That's our main support system, and as you can imagine, it's quite difficult because there's no way to access the back of these walls. So to do that, we're going to be using riv nuts. We'll show you that process, but they go directly into these holes that were already in the van, and with the riv nut tool, this actually crimps the back of the riv nut to the wall, and so you can use that to fasten through the 2x4 directly into the wall. So let's show you that now.
So this is how to use the riv nut tool. You fasten the riv nut, screw it, and make sure the riv nut tool is opened all the way. And as you press down,
As what? As you press down?
I can do this! Oh God, I'm so weak. No, I can't.
Okay.
So Patrick did this to me on purpose. Because he knows I can't do this.
You can do it. You can do it.
I can't. It is so hard.
Okay, let me try.
I'm so weak.
You're just going to crimp the two sides together. I'm going to try and do it slowly.
Oh yeah.
And that pulls together, and so the wall is actually going to be between those two pieces. So because the riv nut acts as an anchor, you need to decide where you're going to place these on the wall. This is our first spot that we're going to use. So as I mentioned, the arms are fully extended. We've secured the riv nut to the tool, and we're going to place inside this hole, just as you can see, and then we're going to crimp by squeezing these two together. And then unscrewing this, leaving the riv nut in its place. There you go.
So after you've installed your riv nuts, you're going to take your 2x4 and hold it up against the wall where your riv nuts are placed. And you're going to take a pencil and mark on the 2x4 the center. So off. Sorry.
Good to do it from above.
Yeah, okay. So I'm going to take my pencil and just mark the center of where the riv nuts are, like so. That's about right. I can't see it on this side. I was going to say it's right there. So I'm going to take a tape measure and measure the center of the riv nut to where I want the bottom of the 2x4 to sit. So it's just about 1/4 of an inch.
3/4 of an inch.
It's about 3/4 of an inch to where I want the 2x4 to sit.
So now that Arthur has mentioned where we need to drill the holes, we are going to pre-drill those right directly on the 2x4 to make sure that they meet the correct spots. Welcome to day 2 of building our bed frame. As you might be able to tell, we did finally get our 2x4s, the main supports for the bed frame, fixed to the wall using our riv nuts.
So I guess today we're going to be finishing the whole entire bed, and we're going to be working on the slats, or not slats, sorry, the supports that go across the bed. We're going to be adding 3 more of those because we did add 1, and then some legs and our slats where the mattress will sit on top of. So hopefully we'll get to finish that before the sun goes down.
So let's show you how that part goes. So because we didn't record the first one, I'm going to explain how we decided to do these support beams. So we took the 2x3 and bolted it using these brackets to the main support 2x4 and then ran it across. So that's going to go the length of the van, actually the width, so the length of the bed. We have 3 more of these going in. We're going to show you the step-by-step of how we're going to do that. And then the last finishing touch is the legs that you'll see here. So hopefully at the end of it, really supportive, very strong, and let's get to it. So sneak peek, we actually got our electrical system set up. So instead of running a 100-foot extension cord from the house, we're able to just plug in here and work in the van, which is saving up some time, but we will hold off. We have a whole episode planned out for the electrical, but just wanted to show you a little sneak peek.
So now that Patrick has installed our L brackets for our beam to sit in, we're gonna just test it out to see if it fits. And then we're gonna screw this on as well. All right, so that looks good. And grab some screws and then we're gonna set this in place. All right, so we are finished putting down our support planks for our bed, and they're looking really good. I did sit on this just to make sure that it could support me, and it's pretty sturdy.
Sit on it, sit on it.
So we will be, we're gonna be putting legs on these too, so it'll add just that extra security,
so that I can sit on it.
I didn't say that, but yes. So Patrick and I can sit on it at the same time.
And Lucy and Ezra.
And Lucy and Ezra. That's like an added what?
50 pounds, 75,
pounds.
yeah.
But yeah, we're pretty happy with this. We're gonna test out the slats that we got, and we're gonna lay them across in a staggered pattern, just so it could fit. So let me grab those right now. So this is how we're gonna place our slats. They will be drilled into place, but I'm doing them in a staggered pattern just so it could hold and distribute weight better. But this is like what's in here. So yeah. So this is why we added 2 support beams in the middle, so we have something to screw the slats into. But yeah, it'll sit somewhere like this. It'll be a lot cleaner, but I am really happy with how this is looking. You can see that the slats kind of stick out a little bit at the end, just so our mattress can come out just a little bit further. And this will sleep, what, a queen? Or it'll
two
queen.
queens.
It'll sleep 2 queens, but it'll fit a queen or a short queen in the RV world.
Yeah. It's the width of a standard queen, just a couple inches shorter. So some places you can buy a mattress called a short queen.
Short queen.
Other places you can just buy a standard, and depending on the material, cut it down to size. But we're gonna try and find what is called a short queen.
So we haven't drilled all the slats down because we only have a limited amount of screws, but we just wanted to test it out, and this is how it looks so far. So as you can see, like, some parts are pretty stable and sturdy. I just want to lay down on it, really, to be honest. Should I do it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Keep in mind, these don't have legs just yet, so. Oh wow, okay. Really, really comfy. So it's long enough for me to lay straight, But I'm only 90 pounds, so...
Wow.
Got a wedgie from that. Here's our bed. No mattress.
Or legs.
Or legs. So we're pretty much done for today. The sun is going down, so we only have a limited amount of time, but we do have some finishing touches, like creating legs for the bed for added support and buying more screws so we can finish screwing down the slats. But for the most part, they're pretty much in place. You're probably wondering why we made our bed this way. We wanted it so we can still sit up on the bed and not hit our heads on the roof. And also because we are storing our plumbing and our water tanks in the back of the van underneath the bed. So you can see we have a 20-gallon gray water and our 30-gallon fresh water tank, which will also be housed in a box similar to the electrical. So it'll sit snug in its own little box here, but that'll be for a future project. But yeah, we are done with our bed. So this is it. I'm excited to put an actual mattress on it, and maybe we could even start camping. Who knows? I mean, we do have working electricity, so it would be really cool to take it for a little short trip. What do you think?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. So you probably noticed that we have our floors in, and we did start a video on this project, but since then some issues have come up, and we were hoping it wouldn't happen to us, but sure enough it did. So these are peel and stick vinyl planks that we also added adhesive as well, just for added security. But they started out really well for a couple of days, but then afterwards we started noticing that the planks started bubbling up and coming off of the floor. So you can see here, that's coming up, there's a big bubble here, and this one's coming up as well. So yeah, we heard peel and stick, that'll happen. We were just hoping it wouldn't happen to us, but we were hoping to pinch some pennies, and maybe we shouldn't have. So just a little tip, maybe when you're doing a van conversion and you're doing your floors, just stick to the better stuff, because it'll be worth it in the long run. So unfortunately, we are scrapping that video. Maybe we'll edit it in, but we're gonna start new with some tongue and groove planks, and once those come in, these are all coming out.
So now that we have our bed frame put together, we're very happy with how it turned out, but we wanted to take a minute and talk to you about the challenges that we faced throughout this project. We've put together our 3 hardest parts of building a bed frame. So number 1?
Coming in at number 1 would have to be the 2x4s that we mounted using the rivnet tools on the van wall itself. So you notice in the video that we have the rivnets a little bit on the lower end of the 2x4. Well, that's because we didn't want to drill any more holes, so we used the pre-existing holes from the van. And since we knew where the 2x4 support plank was going to lay, we had to use those holes. So they kind of sat lower on the 2x4, but so far they haven't moved. It's been pretty sturdy. The rivnet tool worked really well, and we're hoping that it, comes through and it won't collapse on us.
So that kind of brings us to our number 2 hardest, is making sure that the bed is actually level. So the van itself, it's not on perfectly level ground, so you can't just whip out a level. You actually have to just measure from the van and make sure that everything is even. So getting that aligned, really hard.
Yeah.
So number 3
would have to be the horizontal slats running across
the bed. Yeah,
across the bed. Yeah.
And why we put them or attach them the way we did. Some people may have put the 2x3s on top of the 2x4 for some additional support. I was really, especially me, was really conscious of our clearance height. As we mentioned in the video, we wanted to make sure that we could sit up in the bed. And so knowing that, we wanted to keep the frame as low as possible but also high enough for some of our water storage and other things that are going underneath. So that's why we decided to use the L brackets. We will put some additional support to hold these with the legs. We're waiting to do that until we have our new floors, and so we know how high everything's going to be. But ultimately, I think it'll be really secure. We feel great about it. But we hope that you enjoyed watching our struggles and ultimate success in building this bed frame, and we can't wait to share our next video with you. So thanks for staying tuned. Please be sure to like, share, and subscribe to our channel, and we will see you next time.
Stop! No one wants to see this. So we kind of messed up a little bit and had to take out a rib nut from the van, because once these go in, there's really no going back unless you take it out completely like we did here. So it's kind of cute, actually. It kind of looks like our logo.
Little paw print.
Little paw print and the wheels in the bottom. But that's what I think it is, and you know what? It's gonna be hidden. It's gonna be our little secret.
Our secret with all of you.